Ever wonder what happens when an idealist meets a strategist in a relationship? We're diving deep into INFP and INTJ dynamics, exploring everything from arguments to everyday life. Will heart or head win out when conflicting perspectives clash? Get ready to find out if logic truly conquers all. People love personality types. They help us understand ourselves and others. But some pairings are more puzzling than others. Take the INFP and the INTJ. On paper, they seem like opposites. One dreams with their heart, the other plans with their mind. Yet they often attract each other deeply. Why? Because both crave depth, both value honesty, and both hate small talk. But their core values pull them in very different directions. The INFP lives for authenticity, idealism, and empathy. They feel everything deeply. They want life to mean something. The INTJ, on the other hand, values efficiency, strategy, and logic. They see the world as a system to optimize. They want to build something lasting. This isn't about who's better. It's about how these two very different minds try to share a life together, and whether logic can really win when love is involved. Let's start with something simple. Weekend plans. For the INFP, a perfect Saturday might mean waking up with no agenda. Maybe they wander into a quiet cafe, read poetry, and talk about feelings with their partner. It's not about doing a lot, it's about feeling connected. But the INTJ sees the weekend as wasted time if it's not used well. They might create a detailed schedule: 9 a.m. hike, 11 a.m. museum, lunch at that new fusion spot, then a documentary at 3. Every minute planned. To the INTJ, this is thoughtful. It's maximizing joy. But to the INFP, it feels cold. It kills the magic of the moment. The friction isn't about laziness or control. It's about how each defines a good time. The INFP wants emotional flow. The INTJ wants logical efficiency. Neither is wrong. But without understanding, this small clash can grow into resentment. Now, let's talk about arguments. Conflict is normal in any relationship. But how you handle it matters. When something hurts, the INFP needs to talk it through. They need to feel heard. They want to understand why they feel sad or angry. They might say things like, "It made me feel like you don't care." For them, the feeling is the problem. But the INTJ hears this and thinks, "Okay, what's the actual issue? Let's fix it." They jump straight to solutions. "Next time, I'll text you before I leave." To the INTJ, that solves it. But the INFP still feels unseen. They didn't just want to fix. They wanted empathy. The INTJ gets frustrated. They think the INFP is stuck in emotions. The INFP feels like their heart is being ignored. In this case, logic doesn't win, because the real issue wasn't the event. It was the emotional disconnect. A logical fix misses the point entirely. Big life decisions are even trickier. Imagine the couple is thinking about moving cities. The INFP wants to move somewhere with strong community values, maybe a small town where they can teach art to kids. They care about purpose. They ask, "Will this make my soul happy?" The INTJ looks at job markets, cost of living, and long-term career growth. They ask, "Is this move smart?" They might say, "That town has no tech jobs. You'll struggle to find work." The INFP hears that as, "Your dream isn't practical." The INTJ hears the INFP as, "You don't care about our future." Again, both have valid points. The INFP protects meaning. The INTJ protects stability. But if the INTJ insists logic must win, they risk crushing their partner's spirit. And if the INFP ignores reality, they risk financial stress. The healthiest path isn't logic alone. It's finding a middle ground. Maybe they move to a city with both creative opportunities and solid jobs. Or they agree to try the small town for 2 years. Compromise isn't weakness, it's wisdom. So, can logic really win in love? The honest answer is no, not by itself. Relationships aren't math problems. You can't solve love with a formula. The INTJ's strength is seeing the big picture and planning ahead. That's valuable. But the INFP's strength is sensing unspoken pain, offering compassion, and keeping the relationship emotionally alive. That's just as valuable. There are moments when the INFP's intuition spots a problem the INTJ missed, like when a friend is acting distant. The INTJ might say, "They're just busy." But the INFP feels something's off, and they're often right. Or, when the couple is stressed, the INFP might suggest a quiet night in. No agenda, just being together. The INTJ might think it's unproductive, but that night might heal more than any plan ever could. The truth is, love needs both heart and head. The INFP brings warmth, depth, and moral clarity. The INTJ brings direction, protection, and clear thinking. When they work together, they balance each other. The INFP helps the INTJ soften. The INTJ helps the INFP ground their dreams. But this only works if both sides listen. If the INTJ learns to sit with feelings without rushing to fix them. If the INFP tries to see the value in planning and structure. Neither should try to win. Because in love, winning alone means losing together. Successful INFP-INTJ relationships aren't about changing who you are. They're about respecting who your partner is. It's about the INTJ saying, "Tell me how you feel," even when it feels messy. It's about the INFP saying, "I trust your plan," even when it feels rigid. It's about building a life where logic and love coexist, where efficiency doesn't erase empathy, and where dreams aren't dismissed as silly. So, does logic win in love? Only if it makes room for the heart. And does the heart win? Only if it listens to reason. The real victory isn't one side beating the other. It's both sides choosing each other again and again, even when they don't understand. That's not just love. That's partnership. And that's something no personality test can fully predict, but anyone can build, with patience, humility, and care.